Yo, I'm Dreadlock Ninja and today I'm doing a deep dive into scrapping ships. Whenever you scrap a ship, you lose around 30% of the units you spent, but in return you will also get storage augmentations and modules which you can use to upgrade your other ships, or you can sell for nanites. I scrapped 10 ships of each class, 10 haulers of a mix of classes, and then 30 exotics. I've recorded how many modules and storage augmentations I got from each class and worked out an average cost per upgrade module and storage augmentation. If you're looking to purely stack nanites and aren't bothered about the modules or storage augmentations, I have a bonus method that will give you infinite nanites for free hidden somewhere in the video. When scrapping ships, you don't want to just go and buy any old ship to scrap, as certain types are better value than others. I scrapped 10 haulers to see if they gave more storage augmentations than other types of ships. I scrapped 3 Cs and Bs and 4 A-class haulers. It cost a total of 116.4 million units to scrap these 10 ships, and in total I got 17 modules. It's the lowest from any group I tested, and it works out at an excruciating 37,548 units per nanite. Looking at the storage augmentations, it's not a great deal either. I only got 7 storage augmentations. Ignoring the modules, it works out at 16.63 million per augmentation. In short, scrapping haulers is the fastest and least efficient way to burn through your units. All of these other groups now are a mixture of ship types, excluding haulers. The 10 C-class ships I bought cost between 2 and 5 million units each, and in total cost 11.33 million units to scrap 10 of them. In return I got 19 modules, which is about 600k units a piece. If you're at the point in the game where you're flipping ships, you probably only want S-tier modules. The nanite conversion rate is about 10k units per nanite. I didn't get any storage augmentations at all, so personally I think you're wasting your time scrapping C-class ships. The 10 B-class ships I scrapped cost a total of 27.66 million to do so. In return I got 24 modules and 3 storage augmentations. The cost per nanite was only slightly lower than C-class ships at 8,233 units per nanite, and if you're looking for storage augmentations, they work out at 9.22 million each. If you've got plenty of units to spare, it might be worth scrapping these in between A-class and up, but otherwise A-class and S-class ships give you significantly more bang for your buck. It costs 46.1 million units to scrap 10 A-class ships, and that produced a whopping 32 modules worth 9,600 nanites total. That works out to be 4,802 units per nanite, which is about 40% cheaper than B-class. I also got 8 storage augmentations, working out to be 5.6 million a piece. I think it's worth noting that some of the exotics gave a worse exchange rate than that. If you go to a wealthy system, A-class ships will be coming in at a decent enough speed that you can concentrate on only scrapping A-class and above. My S-class data is a little bit skewed. First of all, S-class ships need to be split into 2 categories, regular and exotic, as there are a few differences between the two. I also spent over 2 hours at a space station looking for S-class ships, and only managed to scrap 3 of them whilst creating this video. Luckily, I know a few systems that have first wave exotic ships that I can test on. I have kept the 3 regular S-class ships separate, but with such a small sample size it is hard to put exact numbers on it. But for a cost of 14 million units, I got 9 modules and they were worth a total of 4,320 nanites, and that equates to a price of 3,200 units per nanite, so the cheapest so far. I also got 4 storage augmentations working out at 3.5 million units each. I scrapped 3 different first wave exotic ships 10 times each. If you want the portal sequences to these ships, they will be in the first episode of the Starships and Space Strap series coming next week. I found something very interesting when scrapping these ships. Although the price of a specific ship varied, the modules and storage augmentations were always exactly the same. That means it will be possible to put together a list of first wave exotics that are perfect to farm for each specific module. You can bet I'll be bringing out a video once I've figured out what the best systems to farm are, so you might want to subscribe so you don't miss out. The first exotic I scrapped is this beautiful green squid. It cost a total of 81.35 million units to scrap 10 of these, and each ship produced 3 storage augmentations, 1 pulse drive module and 1 hyperdrive module. This squid gave the best price for storage augmentations, working out at 2.71 million units each. Selling the modules from these exotic ships also gave the second best unit to nanite conversion rate. Regular S tier gave the best, and that's because the price difference between regular S classes and exotics is quite a lot. A much better way to farm nanites is to enter the portal sequence 6 birds, 1 sunset, 5 birds. You might recognise this system from a portals guide. Once here, look for the base called Nanites in a Graveyard by Denny's. At the base, mine these curious deposits. As you do, they'll roll down the hill, but they get caught by the base, so you don't need to worry. When you mine them, they produce runaway mold, and that can be refined into nanites at a rate of 5:1. The best bit is, once you've farmed them all, you can jump in and out of your ship to create a restore point, and when you reload, they will respawn. Make sure multiplayer is off. If it isn't, and there's somebody else on the planet, it's not going to reload the instance, so it is important to remember. The second first wave ship is this Blue Royal. It gives 2 storage augmentations, a pulse drive module and a shield module. It costs 92.3 million units to scrap 10 of them, and that brings the cost of both the modules and the augmentations to 4.62 million units each. The third first wave ship is this Orange Royal. It gave 1 storage augmentation, 1 pulse drive module and 1 hyperdrive module. At a cost of 8.32 million units per storage augmentation, it wasn't particularly great. The takeaway is, if you're looking to farm storage augmentations, you don't necessarily have to go out of your way to find a first wave system. Just go into a wealthy system that has 3 stars. It will give you storage augmentations at a fairly decent price. If you just want nanites, you're best farming the curious deposits that I showed you. Whilst I was recording this episode, I didn't just scrap 30 exotic ships. I reloaded my restore point and waited for these ships to spawn over 100 times so that I could clear up some misconceptions that I've seen about first wave ships. I'll come back and add both the first episode of the Starships and Space Strap series and what I found regarding first wave ships to this end screen when they're out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.